Okay, hi everybody. Thought I would do a little project update. So this is the Timurid army so far, and my goal for this year and maybe probably for next year too is to create an army to represent Tamerlane's army at the Battle of Ankara in 1402. And I finished another Timurid commander tonight. And I thought, I would just get everything on out and show you guys what I've got. So a lot of this is existing stuff in my collection that I thought I can work in. So really the only newer stuff is the actual Timurid miniatures from Khurasan. So I've got some of the horse archers here, and the Timurids have this like lamellar segmented type armor. And then I've got the heavy cavalry, just 6 figures, and then I got the command pack. So we've got 2 Timurid generals, and then we've got the big man, the Sahib Kiran himself, Lord of the Auspicious Conjunction. Very impressive title from the medieval and early modern Islamic world. And then, of course, the elephant. We can't forget about the elephant. But then the rest is stuff I already have. So some of it is from my Safavid Persian army, and some of it is my Crimean Tatars, which I think I can use in this army to represent maybe some Kipchak Turks that Tamerlane, recruited or something like that. The Crimean Tatars are descended from the Golden Horde Mongols, but they speak a Turkic language. But I think they would work generally as a nice Turkic steppe, horse archers that Tamerlane had quite a lot of. As I mentioned in the previous videos on this project, we don't really have a lot of good information about the types of people that were in Timur's army. We know, where he went, his battles, that kind of thing. But, there's not really many kind of like documents that survive. So like in comparison, like the Ottomans, there are, hundreds, thousands and thousands of like documents that have those kind of details. For Timurids, we're mostly relying on chronicles, so there's only limited information. But anyway, not to get into deep philology stuff. And then I've got, these are the Nogai Tatars from a similar region, so like north of the Caucasus Mountains. But I think the camera's not focusing this evening. I'm not sure why, but I think they look pretty good. Also, these are Khurasan. These are the Safavid, like camp, like foot levies. I think they would work fine. I'll probably get more of these eventually. And then the Khurasan Miniatures, the Tajik archers. There's a lot of, this is like pretty intensely debated, but of what a Tajik is and the kind of meaning of that over time. But anyway, generally in Tamerlane's time, a Tajik was like a Persian speaker who lived in one of the major cities. So these guys would be like maybe like urban levies or from the mountains, probably more from the mountains, like people from the mountains that are equipped with bows. Anyway, And then these are some of the Safavid from also Khurasan. These are the Qizilbash, like cavalry, but their armor and weapons look. I think they would work just fine in Timur's time. You know, they've got the kind of Turkic mail and swords and bow, so I think they would work. They would work just fine. And the Safavid, so this is the dynasty of Iran. They came from Azerbaijan. They were Turkic, and you know, I think that would fit in well to represent, you know, earlier Azeri Turk kind of cavalry in Timur's army, perhaps. Then we've got more of the Crimean Tatars. These are from the Fire and Sword range. There's one of the Tatar commanders, so in case I need another general. I also have my Safavid commander, but he looks a little too 17th century for my liking. I mean, probably if I ever take this to a convention, I would be the only one that would know that, but I would know. And yeah, it just looks a little too much like a proper Safavid. It's supposed to be Shah Abbas, so he's from like the early to mid 17th century Iran. It's from Khurasan, so I didn't put him out. And then we've got another you know, Tatar sub-commander. This is also from the Safavid Persian range from Khurasan, but these are other Turkomans. They got these cool hats. I just like them. Would like to get some more of these at some point, and then more Tatars. So I think overall, for now, I have a decent amount. I'd like to keep building it out. Obviously, you know, more elephants, more of the Timurid troops proper. But I think if I continue building this, and I will, I'm probably going to go with Old Glory, because they have, from their Crusades line, they have some of the Ghulam cavalry, and they have some just regular Turkic horse archers. I think I'm going to buy up more of the Turkic horse archers. I'm also thinking about like how I'm basing this stuff, because a lot of these figures, like I was basing according to how they look in the by fire and sword system, even though I don't play that. I just thought, okay, I'll do 3 figures to a base for cavalry. And well, I do like, it gives like a nice dense cavalry formation. I think for the kind of like lighter cavalry, the horse archers, I'm going to start doing 2 to a base. I think it looks better, you know, kind of gives a better impression of like, you know, the cavalry kind of moving around. I'm not going to rebase any of the stuff. I don't think there's any sense in doing that, but yeah, I think just being less kind of less prescriptive about the basing is better. Yeah, and like I said, now that I got this out on the table, I think I've got a lot more that I can use than I thought initially, you know, so I'm not starting from scratch. And, you know, that's, I think, what I like doing about these kind of like step armies is you can, you know, you can reuse a lot of elements, not all of them, but you can reuse quite a bit. You know, because I've, you know, I look a lot at these Turkic, Ottoman and pre-Ottoman like manuscript paintings for references, you know, especially these Persian Book of Kings manuscripts, and you know, the equipment doesn't change all that much. You do, you know, the main difference is when you get into like the gunpowder period, but even then, you know, it takes quite a while for this kind of stuff to change in Central Asia and also Iran. Yeah, that's what I've got so far. I hope you like it. I hope you found it interesting at least. Thanks for watching. Hopefully, like I said, I can get, if I have some money in my budget this month, I might go on noble knight in order, some of those Turkomans and Ghulams from the Crusades range because of Blue Moon, because they're quite a bit earlier than Tamerlane. So Tamerlane is like the 14th century, very beginning of the 15th century. But I think I don't know, the horse archer, like the Turkic horse archers would be no problem. The Ghulam cavalry, I think the equipment is a little bit more of like the 11th and 12th century, but I think it would be okay. And then they also have some Armenian, like light cavalrymen. I might get those to mix those in just to have something else. You know, Tamerlane mostly just like really, you know, he was a conqueror, so he did fight in Armenia and also Georgia, but I don't know if he would have had like Armenian troops. And anyway, but I think they would be okay. And probably those Blue Moon Armenians are for like the Armenian kingdom of Cilicia, like in southern Anatolia from the Crusades. But anyway, I'm overthinking it and making this longer than it needs to be. So yeah, that's what's next, I think. And if Wargamer Poland releases more of the re-releases, I should say, the Tatars from Fire and Sword, I might get them. I do like the way they paint up, despite the fact that the weapons are a little fiddly to glue together, but otherwise I do like how they turn out. And then also just changing up the basing scheme. Yeah, so just do one last little look around, and yeah, that's what I've got. This is my army of Tamerlane so far. So I hope you like it. Hope you find this stuff informative, and I'll talk to you in the next video.